So,
Okay, we're here with heavyweight prospect LaRon Mitchell. LaRon, you've been getting a lot of good sparring. You've worked with Malik Scott, Dominic Brazil. Talk about just what that makes you have to step your game up, getting in there with these type of individuals.
the good thing about it is now I'm able to apply my in the gym work to sparring. Like, everybody goes hard on the bag. Everybody goes hard on the double end bag, the mitts, the rope. While you're in the gym, everybody's learning things in the gym, and you can do the majority of those things on guys when they aren't on your level. Excuse me. My normal sparring partners, Xavier Vigny, and Rodney Hernandez, they're quality guys, really good guys as well, but they present a different look than Malik Scott, Gerald Washington, Dominic Brazil. And their record is a little bit bigger, so they fought on bigger stages. So now I'm able to get in with guys that are comfortable being in the ring with Povetkins, the Klitschko's, so on and so forth. So for them to come into the ring with me, it's like almost like a step up in terms of the level. Like I said earlier, it's levels to this.
So like the guys you're used to fighting, they just don't have that experience. And the guys that you're now sparring with have a lot more experience, and they're veterans, and they have tricky, crafty stuff. Like I remember Malik Scott has some little subtle things you were talking about.
Yeah, it's that. It's not necessarily the skill set, because the guys I spar with, their skills are on par with everybody I think I've been in the ring with, the best of the best. It is, like you say, it's that level of confidence of being in the ring with the Klitschko and learning things from high-level guys that have been ranked, guys that have been champions on heavyweight or cruiserweight level, and then being able to apply it when they're sparring with me. I pick it up and then I apply different things when I'm sparring, or give it back to them, the other guys.
Okay. So on top of that, we haven't talked about your last fight. So how did your last fight go, and what do you grade yourself?
My last fight went really good. I got him out of there in the second round. We fought a smart fight. He came with the intentions on trying to knock me out early. Took the will from him by doing it with boxing, though. I didn't have to get hit in order to land a shot. I was able to hit and not get hit, but it was still entertaining at the same time. It ended up with him, with me winning by knockout. My grade, I'm always hard on myself. I felt like I could have done a lot of things differently, a lot of things better. But at the end of the day, as long as I win, that's all that matters. And we both get to go home healthy, so thank God for that.
Okay. So with Al Heyman, Dominic Brazil has this heavyweight tournament, 3 fights. Last night we just saw Tyson Fury upset Vladimir Klitschko. We got Deontay Wilder out there being like 6'6" and knocking people out. With all of this going on, what is the most interesting going on for you right now?
You mean in terms of my career, or just the entire boxing spectrum?
I mean, just as a heavyweight who could potentially contend, which of these events, or do they all strike you as interesting, just like all of this stuff?
Every last one of them. I mean, it was a trip, because one of my favorite heavyweight fights that I'm excited, or not favorite, my most exciting fights I'm most excited to see is Luis Ortiz against Brian Jennings, and they actually called me to go and spar with Brian. I wasn't able to because of work. I couldn't take off, but that was like one of the heavyweight fights I'm excited to see, because I think both of those guys are wild cards. Fury is what Fury is. If you watched him before, he's a very good athlete, and I think he's ambidextrous because he can fight both stances really well. And I think he had the right game plan. He was the least athletic fighter with the correct game plan last night. That's why he won. So,
explain that a little bit more.
He was the least athletic. I think if you gave both of them the correct game plan, Klitschko wins that fight 7, 8 out of 10 times. You give Klitschko the wrong game plan and Fury the right game plan, he wins that fight every time, even though he's not the same athlete. Probably 6 out of 10 times. And I think that was what happened. I think he caught him with the right game plan. He didn't throw any punches. He used his height, his length, something that Klitschko's not used to seeing. The feints. He beat him basically with feints and movements. There were very few big shots landed in the fight. but Klitschko looked beat up after the fight, but it wasn't because a lack of a skill set. We all know Klitschko has a really good skill set. The fight seemed boring because it was boxing. Heavyweights, they're used to heavyweights getting knocked out, but those guys, their level is so high, they're going to fight 12 rounds and no clean punches are going to be landed. That's boxing. So if you don't like boxing, turn into street brawls or something like that. This is boxing, and I think this is what it's going back to. Guys trying not to get hit, swim without getting wet, like Brother Nassim says. That's boxing.
Okay. And I guess my last thing that I was going to ask you is, what can people expect from you in 2016?
Hopefully big things. God willing, God has a plan for everybody, and I'm just trying to enjoy the ride. I fight in February, and then I'm supposed to have one lined up in March. I'm focused on February right now. It's really good that Dom came up because now I know I have to step everything up. I know in order to get to his level, I have to be at least where he's at or be pushing as hard as he is. And I'm sure Xavier and Rodney, they always push, So it's good because now it's another piece to the puzzle. It's another brick on this foundation that I'm trying to build for myself, So I'm very appreciative. And I'm just expecting a lot of hard work. Hopefully big knockouts from me winning, If not, okay. But I'm going to still try my best every fight. And hopefully I fight 5 times, 6 times again next year.